What's up everyone and welcome to KickBack episode 7. Weeks 15, 16 and 17 delivered big results, big scorelines and some serious momentum shifts. So let's get straight into it.
Week 15, Al-Wahda versus Al-Bataih. The match ended in a 2-2 draw. The result for an open and competitive game for both sides. An early goal disrupted Al-Wahda's plan and forced them to push forward and open up the spaces, while Al-Bataih played with the more confidence after scoring and relied on a compact defensive shape. Just before the end of the first half, the equalizer came at the perfect time to restore Al-Wahda's confidence and halted Al-Bataih's momentum. In the second half, at the 65-minute mark, Al-Wahda managed to score the goal that gave the team more of the psychological advantage, and it forced Al-Bataih to partially abandon their defense cautious. In the 77th minute, Al-Bataih managed to score their second goal and reignite the match by increasing the pressure and tension on Al-Wahda in front of their home fans. The closing minutes became wide open with an end-to-end attacking for both teams.
Will Al-Wahda consider themselves unlucky not to take all 3 points, or will they be satisfied with a point considering the way the game played out? Al-Nasr won, Al-Wasl won. I was there up close and personal in the Dubai derby, and you can tell this game meant something to both teams. A moment of lapse in concentration led to Ramon Mira's turning provider before slotting a pass into Jonathan Santos, which calmly opened up the scoring. And when you watch it back, Adrilson and Buftini leave it for each other. Mires doesn't hesitate and plays it through to Santos, who makes it 1-0. Al-Nasr continued to have a chance but couldn't put the game to bed, and then Ahmed Shambeh produced a crucial save in stoppage time to deny Al-Wasl an equalizer just before halftime. Now, looking at the new signings, Miguel Borja seemed like he had a point to prove, and what better than to do it in the derby. Jimenez with the corner and Borja scores the equalizer, which will have fans talking for a while.
It was a fair draw based on the flow of the game, but Al-Wasl may feel that they missed an opportunity to win. Sharjah versus Shabab Al-Ahli. Shabab Al-Ahli secured a big 4-1 away victory, delivering a performance that highlighted their attacking strength and a strategic execution in the transition, while Sharjah showed a clear decline in defensive organization. An early goal in the 6th minute by Bruno Cascardo disrupted Sharjah's game plan and forced them to open up their lines. The response from Sharjah came by Ben Al-Arabi in the 41st minute, temporarily bringing the team back into the game. In the second half, Sharjah lost the balance in the midfield. The spaces between the lines were clear, especially losing the possession. Despite Shabab Al-Ahli showed intelligence in exploiting defense laps, converting their attack into goals. In the 50th minute, a goal by Yahya Al-Ghassani, in the 65th minute by Saeed Ahli, and 87th minute by Joao Marcelo. Shabab Al-Ahli sent a strong message in the title race with a spectacular attacking and tactical performance.
4-1 away to Sharjah, championship form at this point in the season. Al-Dhafra 2, Khurfakan 3. Never a dull moment. 4 penalties, 5 goals and late drama. Khurfakan scored the first 2 in Ailton and Tusudali, and at this stage you're thinking this might be a comfortable game for the away side. Karim Al-Barqawi gets them some hope just before half-time, and Jobson Santos scores in the 70th minute, and now you're thinking game on. This can go either way, but Lorenzi scores in the 84th minute to make it a complete away performance and all 3 points. This result lifts them to 7th place on 18 points, while Dhafra remain in 10th with 16 points, a night full of action, drama and fine margins.
The team that knows when to strike and when to absorb pressure is the team that wins. Al-Dhafra had the ball, but Khurfakan owned the moment, and that was the difference. Al Jazeera versus Al Ain. Al Ain secured a valuable away victory thanks to their skillful discipline and patience, while Al Jazeera needed to reassess their attacking approach, especially in a balanced match that requires higher quality with the final touch. The match was marked by extreme caution from both sides, with a clear focus on defensive organization, which limited their number on clear-cut chances throughout the game. In the 83rd minute, Al Ain capitalized on a moment of lost concentration from Al Jazeera's defense to score the winning goal by Alejandro Romero, reaffirming their ability to decide match through the final details.
Abu Dhabi Derby showed tactical discipline, defensive organisation and small details which separate the two. Al Jazeera 0, Al Ain 1. Dibba 2, Banias 1. Big home performance from Dibba as they take all 3 points, securing third league win of the season. Carlos Vinicius opened the scoring and Munis Dabour got the equaliser on the hour mark, and Andrego scored the winner in the 68th minute. The result lifts Dibba to 12 points in 12th place, while Banias remain bottom of the table.
It was expected that Banias would push harder after the equalizer, but Dibba did not retreat mentally. Instead, they took advantage of their opponent's momentum and scored the second goal. That shows confidence and aggressive display. Kalba versus Ajman. The match was relatively balanced in terms of possession, but the difference came down to attacking efficiency and focus in decisive moments. Ajman knew how to kill the game in the closing minutes, while Kalba paid the price for their defense drop-off. Ajman took the lead in the 90th minute through Walid Azaro, asserting control of the match with a direct and effective approach. The drama unfolded in the final minute as Kalba scored an equalizer in the 93rd minute by Siko Baba and restored hope. However, Ajman responded quickly with 2 goals in the 95th and the 98th minute, showcasing the team's stronger character and ability to deliver under pressure.
There's not many times you will look at a score sheet and see goals in the 93rd, 95th and 98th minute in a 4-goal match. But that's what we love about this league. It was an insane finish. Kalba 1, Ajman 3.
Week 15 done, let's move on to week 16.
Week 16. Al-Batayh 1, Al-Dhafra 1. Karim Al-Barqawi with another goal, this time from the penalty spot in a game that we decided by penalties. De Oliveira responded with another penalty to make it 1-1, but it didn't end there. The Brazilian forward Filho came off the bench, and though he scored a late winner for Al-Dhafra, only for the goal to be ruled out due to VAR, which resulted in Al-Batayh and Al-Dhafra taking a point each.
An early lead gives a psychological advantage, but maintaining it requires more focus until the very end. It was a draw that reflected the balance of the match, with each team getting roughly what it deserved. Al Jazeera versus Kalba. The match was marked by Al Jazeera's clear dominance in possession, while Kalba relied on a strong start and a direct attacking approach. The difference was ultimately decided by the quality of Al Jazeera's attacking transition and their sustained pressure. Kalba started with the confidence and scored an early goal in the 4th minute through Shahriyar Mughanlu, but they were unable to maintain the tempo. Al Jazeera's equalizer was in the 46th minute by Umar Traore, and it was a pivotal moment. It gave a team a strong boost and disrupted Kalba's plans, forcing them to defend for a longer period. A clear physical decline was evident in the final 20 minutes for Kalba. Simon Banza scored a goal in the 77th minute, confirming Al Jazeera's superiority and effectively sealed the match.
An early shock to Al Jazeera's system, but they did restore control and got all 3 points in the end. The result, Al Jazeera 2, Kalba 1. Khurfakan 2, Ajman 5. Ajman bagged 5 goals in a performance that showed the firepower Ajman have when they hit all the notes. Walid Azaro scored the first 2, 1 a defensive mistake and 1 a powerful header. Then Letieri grabs 2, with his second being a great individual effort. Anas Pitache scored in the 79th minute. Then we got a response from Al Rafai, who scored 2 consolation goals. Azaro with 7 Pro League goals, lifting Ajman to 7th place.
When you possess attacking efficiency, you can decide the match before your opponent even begins to respond. Ajman did not give Khurfakan time to catch their breath, and in football, a series of blows is more dangerous than a single one. Al Ain versus Al Nasr. The match was balanced in almost every aspect: the result, possession, and even the style of play. A strong start and an early pressure from Al Nasr led to a goal by Mahdi Qaidi in the 19th minute, scored from a quick counter-attack that reflected Al Nasr's style of a play in transition. In the second half, Al Ain controlled the pace of the game with patience in building their attacks. A key turning point was their continuous pressure between the 55th and the 70th minute, which disrupted Al Nassr's defense and resulted in the equalizer scored by Matias Palacios, restoring the team's technical balance.
Fair result in the end, or did one team deserve it more? You let us know.
The postponed match are Banyas versus Al Wasl, Shabab Al Ahli versus Al Wahda, and Sharjah versus Dibba.
These games in hand could change the standings.
Exactly. Those games could potentially change everything. These extra matches can be decisive, turning what looks like a disadvantage into a major advantage.
That's game week 16 done. Let's move over to game week 17. Week 17, 7 matches, 26 goals to get through, and no scoreless draws and red cards. Laba still on top of the goal scoring charts, and Tadic still on top of the assists.
Al Wahda versus Al Jazeera. The match proved that quality in transition and efficiency are more important than possession percentage. Al Jazeera played with the high tactical intelligence, while Al Wahda controlled possession but failed to convert that control into a real dominance. Al Jazeera's first goal in the 58th minute by Khalifa Al Hamadi opened the game tactically and forced Al Wahda to push forward more, which created spaces that Al Jazeera later exploited. Al Wahda tried to impose their style through passing and possession, but they struggled with the slow attack and transition. The balancing goal by Omar Khrebin at the 80th minute came after sustained pressure. It was a moment of an individual brilliance. About 2 minutes later, Al Jazeera scored their second goal by Vinicius Melo at the crucial moment to seal the match.
Big 3 points for those fighting for that third spot in the league, and Al Jazeera manager Marino Pusic has to be manager of the week following that performance. And Ninni and Koulibaly managed the rhythm in the midfield, which made it hard for Al Wahda. Whether it was duels or retaining possession, it was crucial. Pusic was spot on in the timing of the substitutions, which showed his ability to read the game and see what it needs. Al Dhafra 0, Shabab Al Ahli 5. Goals from Al Mansouri, Izzatullahi, Guilherme da Silva, and Breno Cascardo sealed the flawless victory against Al Dhafra. Shabab Al Ahli equaled the longest winning streak in Pro League history with 10 consecutive wins, matching Al Ain, and no team has ever done 11. They also kept 12 clean sheets in the Pro League, one shy away of equaling their best ever tally, which was in 2016-2017.
When a big team scores early and keeps pressing without mercy, the match can turn into a display of dominance. Shabab Al Ahli didn't just settle for the win. Once the momentum begins, it's difficult to stop. Ajman versus Sharjah. This was not just a match. It was a battle of a character, rhythm, and response. From the very first whistle, Ajman entered the match with a clear confidence. Early pressure and a quick transition helped to land their first goal in the 22nd minute by Azaro. Just 9 minutes later, the second goal came from Silva, and the message was clear. We play without hesitation, we attack to hurt. But do you want to know what's the impressive part? After going 2-0 down, the game could have collapsed, but instead, Caio Lucas played with a no-surrender mentality. His goal in the 33rd minute brought the team back to life. But his second goal in the 51st minute fully restored the balance. Unfortunately, in the final minute, Sharjah's weakness exposed through a lost concentration. Then, in the 93rd minute, Azaro scored a killer goal, one that only comes from a team that believes in themselves until a very last second.
Walid Azaro with the first and last goals of this game with their third win in a row. This sees them moved up to 6th place and has me thinking, if Azaro was playing in Sharjah's team, how high up would they be in the league? Caio did respond back in the game with a brace, but it wasn't enough, leaving the fans talking about the 93rd minute from Azaro. Kalba 2, Dibba 1. Kalba shifted to a new system, playing a 4-3-3 after playing a back 5. And a first home match for the coach was maybe the right time to employ these tactics. Moghanlu scored twice to give Kalba all 3 points, and Carlos Vinicius briefly brought Dibba level on the hour mark, but it wasn't enough to salvage anything from the game. The win lifts Kalba to 8th place.
Organized persistence overcomes a retreating defense, and Kalba didn't settle for a mere control. They kept searching until they found the solution. Al-Wasl versus Al-Batayeh. This was a big team performance. It was not necessarily about scoring many goals, but it's about knowing when to score and how to protect your lead. Al-Wasl didn't play an open match only, but they played with the mindset of a team that knows exactly what it wants. Nicolas Khomeinei's goal came into 34th minute at the perfect moment, after a period of control, build-up and gradual constructions of the attack. As for Al-Batayeh, they showed good defensive organization at times and tried to rely on counterattacks. The team was not poor on performance, but they did not create enough to seriously threaten Al-Wasl's goal.
A cracker from Nicolas Khomeinei, scoring the only goal of the game. It was all about the points rather than the unconvincing performance. A change of staff hasn't helped the momentum, but if they want to finish third, this was crucial for them. Al-Wasl 1, Al-Batayeh 0. Banias 2, Al-Ain 3. A Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde performance in a game of two faces. On the one side, we saw what Al-Ain was capable of when they turn it on, but conceding in the manner they did felt like they woke up in moments, coming back to take the lead after Niakate's opening in the scoring in the 47th minute. Labakojo equalized and Adrian Soot made it 2-1, and Fawaz Al-Masabi then equalized, and I'm sure other teams in the league must have been taking notes on how to counter Al-Ain. Then Al-Hussein Rahimi scored the winner in the 87th minute, which could be one of those games Al-Ain look back on and say, this was vital in our title charge.
Al-Ain controlled the ball and they showed character of how to win tough matches.
Al-Nasr 2, Khurfakan 2. I was at this game and Dabir Kirznar had a lot to think about coming into this game without his attackers. So the question was, how will he approach it away from home against a threatening Al-Nasr side? With Ailton, Amallah and Lorenzi, the pattern was there that they would go direct, almost skipping the midfield. But in doing so, they had to rely on Tariq Tassoudali and Adama Diallo. The manner in which they defend from the front, close spaces, setting up traps, showed in the way they scored. And the telepathy between those two was on point and caused so many problems for Hoybretten and Glauber Lima. Mehdi Ghaidi opened the scoring and Tassoudali and Diallo made it 2-1, and then Lucas scored from the penalty spot, which I kind of felt, knowing Khurfakan's record, they have conceded the most penalties this season, 10, and they've been awarded the most in 7.
Efficiency is stronger than possession, and intelligence sometimes defeats beauty. Al-Nasr was the more stylish side, but Khurfakan was the smarter one.
And that's it for a fantastic episode 7 of KickBack.
Week 15, 16, 17 delivered. It's getting more intense.
Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Like, subscribe, and see you on the next episode.